After the Civil War, farmers experienced severe difficulties. The prices at which they could sell their harvests kept declining. This was due to the removal from circulation of greenbacks, or money issued for the Civil War. Farmers were also forced to repay their debts with currency that was worth more than it was when they took out the loan due to the drop in prices. To no avail, farmers pleaded with the government to raise the money supply. Farmers continued to pay railways expensive rates to deliver their grain during this time. They frequently spent more on shipping their crops than they did on selling them. In addition, railways entered into covert arrangements with grain traders that gave them the power to regulate pricing. Many farmers were forced to mortgage their land and purchase supplies and seed on loan. High interest rates were imposed by suppliers. Reform was pushed by many farmers. Oliver Hudson Kelley, a farmer, founded the Grange, an association that exists today. Its primary goal was to give farm families a forum to talk about social and academic challenges. However, by the 1870s, Grange members were focusing the majority of their time and effort on the railroads. Other groups followed the Grange's path. They included organizations like the Farmers' Alliances, which had members who sympathized with farmers. Alliance members educated farmers about concerns such as how to get lower credit rates and how to protest the railways. Leaders of the Farmers' Alliance were aware that they needed political clout. They founded the Populist Party, or People's Party, in 1892. Populism, a movement to increase political and economic power for ordinary people, got its start with this party. Reforms for farmers were what the Populist Party favored. It demanded adjustments to income taxes, bank regulation, and the money supply. It favored public ownership and control of railroad firms. It demanded changes to strengthen democracy in the government, such as secret ballot voting to prevent voter fraud and popular vote elections for senators. Additionally, it favored immigration limitations and an 8-hour workday. Most Americans believed that the populist ideology were too extreme. Farmers and workers in need liked it nevertheless. The populist presidential candidate in 1892 received close to 10% of the total vote. Numerous local elections in the West were won by populist candidates. Despite not being as powerful as the two biggest parties, it emerged as a political force. Then, in 1893, the country experienced a financial catastrophe, known as the Panic of 1893. The 1880s saw the beginning of its causes when a lot of businesses and people took on excessive debt. Then, many of these businesses filed for bankruptcy in 1893. They were unable to repay their loans. Many people experienced job losses. 1895 saw a continuation of the panic. The main topic of contention during the 1896 presidential race was the metal that would serve as the foundation of the country's monetary system. The Silverites, who supported bimetallism, a monetary system in which the government would offer citizens either gold or silver in exchange for paper money or checks, were on one side and included many farmers. The gold bugs, who supported the gold standard or simply backing currencies with only gold, were on the opposing side. The gold standard, which was championed by the gold bugs, would prevent price increases. Bimetallism was promoted by silverites because it would increase the amount of money accessible, which would lead to higher prices and earnings. Conservatives were gold bugs. They put William McKinley up as their candidate. Bimetallism was supported by both Democrats and Populists. William Jennings Bryan, who favored bimetallism, was put forth by the Democrats and Populists. William McKinley triumphed